Hi there, welcome to this video response to the Yarkshire gamer who has nominated me for the I Am Wargamer video presentation. So in this I've got to answer 3 questions. I've also got to nominate 3 people. So I'll give you the nominations first of all before we crack on. The first one is Greg over at Wargaming World. The Tabletop Generals, who are currently refighting every battle in the Second World War using chain of command, brilliant stuff, and the Eccentric Man as well. I'll link all these in the description below, so you can go over there, give them a subscribe, a watch and a like, and hopefully increase their channels a little bit as well. So we've got these 3 questions. How did I get into gaming? Question 1. Well, this goes back to, I've watched a few of these, and my story is probably pretty similar to a lot of other people. I started wargaming about 30 odd years ago when I was a teenager. I started with the Esky and Airfix plastic 1/72 figures. Most of mine were Napoleonics, because I was always attracted to the bright, nice uniforms. I love those, and I used to collect them and just paint them really, and then set them up in battle scenes when I was a young kid, 10, 11. And then I bumped into, when I started in my secondary school, comprehensive here in the UK, I bumped into a chap and he mentioned wargaming to me, and from then basically it took off. He was into micro tanks, 6mm tanks, so I got into that stuff as well. We used to play a lot of the games, both Napoleonic games, so I refought Waterloo. I think I've still got the photos, so I think it's 1988, so quite a long time ago, and I'd have been about 14 at the time. I think we refought all of the battles of the 100 Days campaign. I used to get wargaming books out of the library here locally. There was quite a little collection of them. They had all the old classic stuff, the Donald Featherstone stuff and things. So I kind of grew up on that really, but I also used to write my own rules as well. Did a lot of Second World War gaming as well, as much as anything else. And I suppose Second World War is really where my heart lies when it comes to wargaming, although I do a lot of different types. I mean, mostly 20th century and now Napoleonics again. But the Second World War has always been a real staple in my wargaming world. First World War I do a lot of with square bashing and with Through the Mud and Blood, or chain of command variant of that. I also do a lot of Blucher. I play Rommel as well from Second World War. Play a lot of Wings of War, Wings of Glory with First World War aircraft. And most of my Second World War stuff is Eastern Front, just because it's that slightly bit different, and it's such a vast war conflict that you can dive into anything from there really. There's so much to look at on the Eastern Front. So yeah, that's probably really my background in gaming. Like I say, so for about 30 years or so now it's been going, and I don't think I'm going to end anytime soon. Second question is, why did you start the channel? Well, this kind of goes back really to being influenced and inspired by a guy I knew who was a student, an archaeology student at Sheffield University, and I was a supervisor on a training excavation that he was on. This guy, Stephan, he basically set up a YouTube channel about 4 years ago. He changed it a couple of years ago to an archaeology channel, and he's really taken off. He's got tens of thousands of subscribers now, and it's really good stuff as well. Really informative archaeological work that he's doing. It just shows you that you can do these things quite easily. Not easily, but you can, if you put a bit of effort in, you can certainly do good work on YouTube. I'll link his channel in the description below, so you can check it out. But he is very good, very worth checking out and subscribing to. So it was really inspired by him. I'd also been writing a blog for it's got to be like getting on for about 7 years now, I think, maybe more actually if I worked it out. That's stormofsteelwargaming.com, and that's the video channel kind of evolved out of that really. I initially set it up and I was going to do board game reviews, because I noticed there's quite a few board game videos around. I was going to do how to play various board games, how reviews of them and things like that. But the problem with board gaming stuff is it is absolutely swamped with people on YouTube making videos exactly like that, and there's some fantastic channels out there again that I watch that I just kind of think, you're competing against something that's going to be so good to get noticed, and there's the old adage that if you build it they will come, but I just think you kind of against an uphill. It's an uphill struggle really with that kind of thing when there's so many people doing that stuff already. And I noticed when I did more historical wargaming things on the channel itself, they would seem to be getting a little bit more traction. People are just a little bit more interested in those, and so it's kind of really evolved from that. Just finding my feet, at least in the first year of the channel anyway, of putting content out there and kind of seeing what hits. Throw enough at the wall, some's going to stick, isn't it? So that's kind of really the startings of the channel and how it got to where it is now. And the final question is advice to new channels. I don't know what to say because I'm still a relatively new channel. I've only been at this for just over 18 months. I'm still finding my feet. What I would say is invest in a bit of in a nice camera. It doesn't have to break the bank. The one I use is about £100. Using mobile phones is fine, and a lot are fantastic these days. But I guarantee you will get better. You'll get better results out of a proper committed video camera than using your iPhone or whatever. Just because there's so much more you can do with them. Also, I would say this is pretty simple, but I would say just keep the camera still. I've found to my cost, making after action reports with a handheld camera, and it just swinging all over the table. You can't see anything, and it makes people feel sick when they're watching it. I've had comments along those lines with some of my older videos. I bought a tripod. Well, I didn't actually. A friend gave me a tripod, but you can buy them. They're about £20. I'll get them off eBay or Amazon or wherever. They are relatively cheap. Just buy one, stick your camera on that, and you can set that up, for whatever you're doing. Make your content. I was going to say make it interesting, but you're going to find that wargamers are interested in your content anyway. And also, what I've found is that the audience is very, very forgiving. If you make mistakes, but there's people there that are supportive of it. There's plenty of people that will criticise, but just ignore those. Look at the good stuff. The people that are saying it's great and enjoying the things that you're putting out. Because I always worry whenever I make videos that is it going to be good enough or not, and then you get some good feedback. So there's obviously people watching the stuff that I'm putting out, and there will be, if you're starting out, there's plenty of room for more wargaming channels on YouTube. Absolutely, it is not. We are the ones that I watch and myself are not the only ones. Please, the more the merrier. It's a nice community out here. So that would be my advice: is invest a little bit in some equipment. Doesn't have to break the bank. You don't have to do it immediately. I mean, I didn't anyway. I had some cheaper stuff that I used. I would just think about it in future, and just do it. Basically, just get something on YouTube, and you will find your feet. You will work towards better productions as you go along, really, and that's what we all hope for. There's always somebody better than you, so don't let that put you off. If that sounds right, don't think, well, there's somebody who can do this better than me, because there's plenty of people that can do it better than me, but I'm still doing it. So that is my advice. So that's really as much as I can say for that. I'm not going to make this too long. As I say, I've got the nominations. Nominations are the Wargaming World, the Tabletop Generals, and the Eccentric Man. So thanks for watching. I hope I haven't waffled on too much, and I hope you found some of this quite interesting. So thank you.